What's up, everybody? The market is presenting something that we've got to pay attention to because some of you are going to get wrecked. I don't want you to get wrecked. This is that moment in the market cycle that is absolutely going to change your life or absolutely leave you wondering, what did I do wrong? It's a scam. No. You know what's the number one scam in all of crypto? The number one scam in all of trading? The number one scam in all of investing? It's a lack of strategy. It's not looking at where we're at in the market cycle. It's not understanding what is right before our eyes, not understanding what the chart patterns, the levels, the data is telling us about where the market is trying to go and the work that it's going to do to shake your ass off if you are not deserving of the profits. How do you determine whether or not you're deserving of the profits? If you are educating yourself, if you're making sure you're looking at data, if you're making sure you're looking at signal, not just being focused on the price. I'm feeling vibing today. I'm feeling good. The market is presenting us with an opportunity we do not want to miss. So everybody, if you are here early before the show starts. That means I love you, even quadruple, double to the max. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button, ding the bell, share this stream with your friends, and look down below this video right now. If you're here early, that means you're really on what's going on here at the BitLab community. Make sure that your video right below this says subscribe, to make sure it says that the notifications are turned on. If you're ready, throw a 1 in the chat right now. Let's break down these charts. I want to see a bunch of ones. I want to see some emojis. I'm getting into it today, so let's go ahead and do it. Let's break it down. What's up, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good night. We got to talk about it. What is going on in this market? This is the altcoin chart, total 3. This is that level right here. We were hoping this was going to break through. It did not happen. So it's over. It's over for the market. Let's walk away. Done. No, this means that we still have an opportunity. So you're saying there's a chance. There's a chance if you allow the chance to present itself and if you're aware of it. So many people are blind to the signals that the chart is telling you. In this case, this did not break out bullish. But what do we always do on this channel? What do we always do on this channel in this community? All of you and myself. We look for price action, direction, possibilities, both bullish and bearish. So even though this was feeling bullish, this felt bearish. This fell bearish, and these are these levels we're looking for the alts coming to the downside. And this also is going to be the arbiter of this is going to be looking right here at this chart, looking at this Bitcoin chart. Let's go ahead and zoom in just a little bit. Let's get down to the 4-hour and look at what's going on here. Yesterday, in the Discord, if I can zoom back over here, come over, boom, just like this. We're on members chat. I just want to show, yesterday I was sharing these things in the Discord. Everybody is so active in here. I love how active our community is. I was talking about this level right here. If we lost this level, I think I shared another chart in here as well a few minutes later. Yeah, if we lost this level, we're looking to this 63K level. 63.6 is the actual mark I put here, but it's this box. It's going to be regional. And what do we see on the price action on Bitcoin? It came, yes, it fell right through that. And look at this. Look at where it's finding some support right on this level that I drew for you all, shared with you in the Discord. By the way, if you're not in the Discord, if you're not a BitLab member where we go deeper and we break down the signals, it's so many more charts and so much in there. I don't know what you're doing. Make sure you head over to lab.bitlabacademy.com and sign up. We have a great deal going on right now, post-halving. It's half a month free, and it's about half off our full pricing right here, lab.bitlabacademy.com/Kelly. By the way, this chart or this tweet right here, let me post this in the live chat. If you retweet this, you get entered to win $100. Retweet to enter, win $100. Boom. I'm getting an error on the page. I hope I still have internet. Can you guys still see me? Everything's still working? All right, let's come back over to what we want to talk about, but get in that Discord. I'm breaking this down, showing you all exactly what's going on here in the Discord. But these levels, this is exactly what's playing out right now. And there is a potential, there's a strong potential that we actually see a washout further to the downside. Now, as it stands right now, if we look at it just in the time capsule of what we're looking at right here, what we can see, I want to turn off this error. I don't know why there's an error. Let me go ahead and refresh that page. Give me 1 second. Okay, viewer activity. I can't even tell if there's even anybody here. So if you're here, throw something positive. Throw something in the live chat. YouTube's being a jackass right now. But what we're looking at right here is we have the rising wedge. The price action fell predictably out of this because this is a direction. This is a direction that these rising wedges tend to break, bearish, and this is what we've gotten. As it stands right now, we've come down below this. We've come down right into this level, but this level between the 62 and 60,000 is not far out of the picture. This is very much likely about for the price action to come down into these levels. Now, as it stands at the moment, there are some bullish signals. And when we're looking at this, even on the 2-hour chart or specifically on this 4-hour chart, this candle right here, if we zoom in on this and we turn off everything else and just look at this candle tells us the story of the narrative between the bulls and the bears. And what we see, bearish candle here, just dump, boom. Much smaller candle here, meaning this bearish momentum is starting to slow down. A little bit of a bullish rise. And the bears try to take back over. In fact, right here, they really tried, but the bulls defended this area. The bulls, I won't say fully won this day because this candle's still red, but the bulls, for all intents and purposes, did win, even though this still resulted red because look at how much the bulls ate this back up. And we're still within this candle. We have 18 minutes left to see what direction this is going to, basically be a bullish or bearish candle. But the point here is regardless, as long as this remains a small body, these are the wicks, these little shadows here. This is how far the price has traveled within this time period. Within this 4-hour time period, the price has gone all the way up here to 64,300, and it's fallen all the way down here to 62,780. But this is where the candle opened. This is where the candle may close. We want to see where this closes. But this is a candle body. We're still within it. It's going to be interesting to see how this candle closes because this candle by itself is telling us a story of maybe a potential attempt by the bulls to take some sort of rise here. We want to pay attention to what happens on that rise because there's a lot of things in the balance in the short term based on what's happening right now. So let's go ahead and turn back on all of our lines and look at this and realize we have the map on the chart. We have lower levels and we're not frustrated by these lower levels. Why is that? Because where is the other thing I put right here? You'll know you finally have a grasp on the Bitcoin market when you welcome price drops. When a price drop upsets you, then you still haven't grasped the incredible macro picture. So when we're looking at this right here, even if the price does come down to these levels, great. That's further opportunity to stack into the coming bull trend because make no lie to yourself, I do think we are going to have an absolutely incredible bull trend to come here very shortly. We have this huge bull trend here. Yes, a lot of chop here with a bit of uncertainty, but this is where things really got kicked off right here about October 2023. The ETF stuff started becoming more realistic. We got the approval, buy the rumor, the sell the news event right here. And to this point, I want to shout out something right now. I'm seeing a lot of people in the Telegrams. I'm seeing a lot of people in the Discord. I'm seeing people all over the place going, what happened to ORDS? Oh my God, what happened to ORNJ? What happened to BFI? We just had the major news event of Bitcoin, which is that halving. The halving is the rumor at this point, in this case, a news story everybody's aware of. And then on the date of the actualization, on the date of the thing happening, AKA the halving that just took place, we had runes just launch. There's a little bit of trouble with that. There's congestion. We had an exorbitant amount of fees. Some people's processing didn't go off absolutely smoothly without a hitch. So there's going to be a little bit of a shakeout of, uncertainty in that moment. So I'm not, I don't want to say worried's the wrong word. I'm not worried with those BRC20 plays. You know, I've got Alex Labs, I've got Mint Layer, I've got ORDS. I don't have BFI. I know a lot of people on our team do. But the point is, these narratives take some time to play out. So let's be a little patient here, because when we're looking at the bigger picture about what's going on, looking at this chart right here, this is a monthly RSI as it relates to the market cycles here on Bitcoin. And this is a monthly chart. What do we see here? As we wait for the monthly RSI double top to form on Bitcoin, or for Bitcoin, our data continues to look more like the 2017 cycle. That would be this cycle right here. A correction has formed just over the 70 overbought levels during March of each of these cycles. Right here, where we're at right now. And again, we just passed through March. First tops so far always come at much higher levels of 90. Or 90 or above, while our current move has only reached a value of 77. So what does it say? First tops, meaning this is not a first top, because look, this is nowhere near 90. This would be up in 90. This is up in 90 or beyond. This is up in 90 or beyond. This is up in 90 or beyond. So look, we had a double top in this case where we had this is that early cycle, 2013, where we had the explosive blow off top and then another subsequent rally. What we saw in 2017, this is what CryptoCon is suggesting here, that this is starting to look a lot more potentially like what we saw in 2017. In 2017, we had this large push up. This was already a bull market, but this is the only part people tend to focus on. Oh, I just want the parabola, 300% gains every day. I look at the candles. Well, slow your horses. That's not how markets work. What we saw here was this rise, a little bit of a retrace, rise, a little bit of a retrace. Remember, these are like 30, 40% retraces. It doesn't look like it zoomed out. So imagine what this is going to look like when we're much further along and the logarithmic scale on this basically expands, right? So what we're seeing right here, this is at halving and this is at move up. We see the RSI in the same, nearly the exact same posture as we saw in 2017. And this is also suggesting, since we never got on the monthly basis, never got anywhere near this upper register, that we have not topped. So when we're looking at the price action right now and we see this, oh my God, it's over. If you're even questioning that, then you don't understand market cycles. Ethan Smith, $4.99 super chat, said, Killy, aka Kelly, you got to tell Deezy not to be fading my runic bag. Buy the rumor, sell the news. There you go. But hey, anybody can fade anything. That's the deal. If a project is good and it has community behind it and it has the development that's necessary to drive it forward and the team, then it's going to do well. Who cares who fades what, right? But shout out for that super chat. All right. So looking at where we're at here, I mean, to me, this just looks like a bull flag, right? Now, this also, if we take out that huge run up that we saw before this, and we just look at this portion of the chart right here, this does look bearish. This does look like it does want to make an attempt lower. Yes, we had this rising wedge here. We had the breakout to the downside. If this is going to play out, then what is something that's likely, and I talked about this yesterday, is if we potentially get this 1, 2, 3, 4 testing at this low, right? And then some sort of move to the downside. And who knows what this downside is going to be, whether it's going to be 53, whether it's going to be sweeping down to 48, who knows? And this, I'm painting the bearish picture in case this does happen. If this does play out and we do get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Elliott wave to the downside, this would also look if this does something like this, this would result in the price action potentially testing this region, testing the region that we've had outlined on the chart all this time, this previous range where the price action pushed up into the zone, consolidated sideways, and gave us this area that we already have marked out on the chart. So to me, I don't want to say care less. It bothers me literally zero if the price action comes down to this level. It in fact gives me a little bit of courage about what's going on. But let's talk about this, because if this is a macro picture and we're looking very similar to what we saw in 2017, this should give us confidence about what is coming. Remember, the most bullish times in the market tend to be post-halving. We just hit post-halving. I also shared a chart with you earlier last week. It might have been earlier. I think it was last week. May have been earlier this week. I did it both. I know that. Post-halving, we have, we've seen anywhere from 40 to 150 days of sideways action. That 40 days, that was 2013. That was back here when the price action was very quick to move. So when we look at this cycle and this cycle post-halving, it was about 170 days post-halving before the price action, basically it consolidated sideways before we started moving up. This was the halving here. This doesn't look like a lot, but these are monthly candles. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4. What's 4 times 30? A lot more than 40, isn't it? That's, 4 times 30, 120 days. Just looking at monthly candles of sideways action that will chop you out if you're not prepared. But if you look at this on the macro, let's welcome this calm period so we can be fully stacked in this exciting period. That's the point here. So when we're looking at all this, we have to consider that there's going to be things that chop us around. Today, we got that GDP news, right? Q1, GDP growth slowed to just 1.6. It's about 50% less than, I think over 50% less than what the predictions were. The reason this is important is because at the same time, the U.S. core PCE, the personal consumer expenditure, what you're spending, soared from 2% to 3.7%. I didn't eat breakfast this morning, so my brain's not firing. This crushed estimates of 3.4% and further suggests that inflation is on the rise. So this is good. Our economy's not doing as well, and things are costing more. Okay, we have a weakening economy with rising inflation, the worst possible outcome for the Fed. Now, we're going to be talking about crypto in this stream, absolutely, but I just want to point out there's some things going on that just make me so angry, and why I think blockchain and Bitcoin and all these things, it's like right now is the most important time in history if you have any knowledge that this market even exists. So let's not mess this up, because we're talking about what's going on with the GDP. We're talking about all these things that the economy's not doing the right, and the government's not making the right decisions. In fact, the Bitcoin conference shared this, and this is true. I do believe this. Inflation is a stealth tax on people who don't understand basic economics. Nothing more, nothing less. The fact that they can just print to service their debt and further entrenching you into the inability to navigate life financially, because the energy you spend to make money becomes devalued with every dollar that they print. Know this. It's a stealth tax on you because they don't know how to manage their budgets. And we talk about this. Your money is fake. Bitcoin's not fake. That fiat money you're carrying in your wallet, or your family members or your cousins or people that think you're an idiot for investing or even participating in crypto because it's fake internet money. I mean, you just have to cut them loose in these conversations. They'll realize when it's too late. You can plant as many seeds as you want, but if they don't realize that your money is fake, your food and water are poisoned, you're paying for wars based upon lies, your country is run by corrupt people pretending to represent your interests. They're being sponsored by banks and other major corporate conglomerates. They are not representing your interests. You're too distracted by bullshit to do anything about it. This is what we need to realize. This is why I'm so proud and I appreciate each and every one of you that's here in the BitLab community on a daily basis, because we're stepping, I don't want to say out of the system, but we're taking an avenue towards protecting our future. We're never going to be fully out of the fiat system. I mean, I have money in my account right now, cash in my wallet, because that's how we still navigate the world. But all my efforts are going towards Bitcoin and crypto. Why? Because if you earn it, they tax it. If you spend it, they tax it. If you save it, they tax it. If you invest it, they tax it. If you build it, they tax it. If you sell it, they tax it. If you live in it, they tax it. If you drive it, they tax it. If you eat it, they tax it. And guess what? If you give it away, they tax it. When you die, they tax it. Then what happens? They waste it. What is this based on? Obviously, these proposals from our current president about 25% unrealized gains taxes. I don't want to go into all the spiel about unrealized gains and all this stuff is, But this is absolutely absurd, and I don't care where you're at on the political spectrum. This steals from every single one of you. It also does undue damage to what our economy could and will be if this is to pass. Because what happens is this prevents any incentive for you to keep any money in the market, thus completely destabilizing our economy. It's absolutely insane. I don't care if you think the billionaires should be taxed more or this or that, because that's essentially what, in some ways, what this is all about. People think wealthy people don't pay taxes. No, they do. But because their money is in investments, typically they're getting taxed on their gains, right? And long-term held gains carry a lower tax, but you're also keeping your money in the market, thus supporting, and I don't want to say sustaining, but supporting the economy. So there's a lot that's tied into this. There's a lot of personal ideas about this, and I don't want to get into all that, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to pay 25% gains on unrealized taxes, because we look at this from Pomp. He says if they want to collect unrealized gains, sure, we're going to need refunds on unrealized losses. That's the thing they don't take into consideration. I know people 2017 into 2018, there was a huge amount of money that was made in the crypto market. And some people did not set money aside for taxes. Now, you should pay your taxes. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the way in which they're taxing and what they're doing with their taxes is a little bogus, right? But the point is, there's people in 2017, 2018 that made a good amount of money. They bought things. They took profits to buy a Lambo. They took profits to buy a house. They took profits for whatever. They left the rest of their money in the market. Then the market absolutely fell out from underneath, left them with basically, almost no capital. And then they got a $400,000, a $1,700,000 tax bill, but they no longer had the capital to pay the tax bill on the things that they had already taken profits to buy items for. Because yes, those are profits. And those are realized gains, right? We're not even scratching on this idea of unrealized gains. This is big. This is one of the most important elections of our life. And it's so unfortunate that I think every single person on the ballot is just an absolute jackass. But at some point we have to, I hate the lesser of two evils. I hate the whole narrative. I think we should just start fresh, but it's so frustrating. If you're frustrated, hit the like button. If you're frustrated with whatever government or whatever country you're at, you think that they're doing everything right, don't hit the like button. But I guarantee every one of you is frustrated with the way your government is running things. Let's get back to crypto. Okay, well, who sold Bitcoin today? This was yesterday. Every cohort except people with 100 plus Bitcoin. Take a note. This was that was yesterday, of course. Last 30 days, last 60 days, year to date. The only consistent one here, positive, are the people that have a good idea about how to manage money. This is what we should be doing. This is why I've been talking about looking at everything going on here. People are like, do I short? Do I short? No. You set your targets for limit order buys right now because you buy in bull trends, you sell in bear trends. Right now, there's no telling about when this market's absolutely going to launch. And look for buying opportunities, as we saw on that chart we just had up right there. Now, looking right here, we got to talk about the Samurai thing. I'm over it. I don't care at all about the Samurai wallet. Some people might think I'm wrong for saying this, but I don't care. They painted a target on their back, send them to jail. It's not a question of privacy. It's not a question. No, this is what I wrote. I said, is it just me or is the Bitcoin Samurai wallet shut down not surprising or bothersome? It really is. It's a non-issue to me. I don't think it's even related to crypto. It's just stupid. Why? I don't agree with Tornado Cash being shut down, right? Software is language, freedom of speech, and it's, but this is different. That also, when that happened, it already telegraphed to different services and providers out there that were doing privacy. Sure, go ahead and build those things. But the difference here is this was already telegraphed by Tornado Cash being shut down. It telegraphed the government's stance on mixers and Samurai did not do this for the sake of privacy alone, which I do agree with we should all have. The second image attached shows the explicit acknowledgement of trying to circumvent laws. Whether or not you agree with this at all, you can't deny it was a self-drawn target on their back. Let's move on. This is what I'm talking about. They're a whirlpool. Yes, they all, basically mixing crypto mixer, which I actually don't disagree with. If you are whether you're super wealthy or if you are a corporation, if you may try to mask certain transactions so you don't become a target. Fine. The difference here is this right here. Welcome, new Russian oligarch Samurai wallet users. They were doing things specifically and explicitly that also identified that they were aware of money laundering and welcoming in things that would literally just put a target on their back. So, you know what? At the end of the day, it's like, okay, you're in a dark hole with a flashlight saying, how'd you find me? Well, because you're a jackass. That's why. So we all just need to be smarter about what we're doing. Like when my dad told me when I was a kid, if you are going to do something stupid, do it smart, right? So let's move on from that. Just in, $140 billion global retirement partners has reported exposure to 7 Bitcoin ETFs, 1 Bitcoin mining ETF, and 1 Bitcoin mining ETF in SEC filings. GRP has more than 1.6 million retirement accounts. This goes back to what I was saying. Most people that have investment brokerage accounts right now will not even be aware for several quarters, potentially, that they even have exposure to Bitcoin. The ball has only just started to, the snowball effect has only just started to take place. And investment advisors are still not even fully pushing this out to their trillions and trillions of customer base out there. Millions of people holding trillions of dollars have not even been approached explicitly about getting exposure to Bitcoin. Many of these investment funds, as they're taking on their allocations and adjusting, getting exposure to Bitcoin, the end user themselves may not even realize it because they've just selected, yes, you guys control where this is allocated. And then they'll see on their, our gains just went through the roof. What is that? Oh, because Bitcoin is included in this fund. This is going to be the story of our ages over the next 7 years. It is phenomenal, and I can't wait for what this means for the market. So coming back over here to what's going on. Signal time, baby. Let's talk about it. Long-term holder cost basis, irrelevant chart. You want to know where the price is. Great. Let's back up a little bit. Let's show a little humility. Let's have some patience. What am I really showing you here? I don't really care what the average price of the long-term holder held coin is. But what I do notice, see these large upticks? See this large uptick? See these large upticks? Now this was, I'm going to sort of, I don't want to say cut this out of my analysis, but I'm primarily going to be looking here and here. These last two cycle tops. This was that move all the way down here. Price was quite low. Was at 230, 238 all the way up here to 19,000. But what we're seeing here, what would drive this to go up so fast? What drives this to go up so fast? This is why it's important. This is why on-chain data is amazing when you're trading in crypto. This metric goes up because coins that have been held for a long time, AKA people that have some sort of clue about truly investing and making money over time, because it's not about just, yeah, you can trade, make money. I've made a hell of a lot of money trading. But the large majority of people that make the most money identify a position to take and ride a good portion of a market cycle and take an exit. In this case, what we're seeing is people that have bought much lower. See this, when this rises, those coins that have been held for a long time have changed hands, thus raising the average price, the realized price of long-term held coins. So what this tells me is, see how strong this trend is moving up? And as this starts moving up much higher and higher, then this starts to rise, because now the long-term held coins, people are taking profit into the strength of this trend, AKA they're selling to hype cycle retail buyers that are saying, oh my God, I got to get this before it runs away. They basically they're buying buying the bag from somebody that's taking profits. And then they go, oh, this sucks. Well, because you're an idiot for buying the top rather than having the courage to buy the data of, see this price action coming down here in this zone, coming below this line, down here in this zone, even right here, right in this zone, all of here, incredible areas to buy when you get under the realized price level. Gives you a great macro signal about when you should really be layering in heavily. So what we're seeing right here is as this spikes up, it's indicating that we're probably likely getting near a top. And this is the top right here. Of course, this continues to go up. But my point is, you see this sharp rise. Now, again, here's where we break previous all-time high, which is right here. And the price continues to go up, all up in here. And all, see this, as this rises, this rises all the way to here. We're not looking at the peak. We're looking for the start of this exponential rise. This, basically, the start of this exponential rise, it starts going up right about here. And then this is where it's really starting to get really heavy. And this also is represented by this rounding top. There's a lot of selling pressure from long-term held coins. And there's people buying hope. What do we see right here? This is where it gets interesting. Some people are worried, did we top out? This is how we're going to go. You haven't looked at the bigger picture. And that's okay. I'm not calling you out, but let's all be honest with our knowledge on this market. If you made 3 trades or bought once or you had a friend, doesn't mean you know anything at all. If you cannot be humble about what you don't know in this market, you are going to just give me your money in these charts. But I want you to keep your money. I want you to make money. I want you to be in here changing your life. And what we're seeing with this signal here is we're nowhere near a top. This hadn't even started to really move up. We come back over to this chart right here. Looks like we're somewhere in this zone before this parabola happens. Somewhere in this zone before this parabola happens. I'm as bullish as I can be, man. I'm telling you. Now, we did get a little bit of a delay right now. Remember, we got a lot of new market participants that are also on the Wall Street side of things, especially with just exposure to ETFs. And we just saw BlackRock had its first 0 day yet in 71 days. But we did have Fidelity have plus 87. We had ARK Invest plus 65. But we did have a minus 2,000 on Grayscale. This is his ETF buying exposure to Bitcoin. When they're buying, they have to buy Bitcoin in kind. When they're selling the next day, usually they buy that evening or the next day, they tend to sell that Bitcoin on the market. So we're still seeing things very bullishly on the market, because if we zoom out, if we look at this right here, this is from the all-time high. We've only dipped down. If we take this across, we've dipped down about 19% from this all-time high. Every step of the way in this entire bull trend, all the way from January 2023, we've had about 18 to 22% drops along the way. Will this time be different? Maybe. But let's look at it. Currently, we've kind of sucked back up a little bit from the all-time high. Currently, we're down about, actually, we've even gone up even further. So now we're about minus 12% from the all-time high. But if we do get something where we do break this 20% zone, let's go ahead. Let me go ahead, copy, paste this, copy, paste. Move this over. Okay, boom, right there. And we can see what would the short-term holder cost basis be. That would be about a 28% dip. I feel like somewhere, if we do get a further dip down, I feel like somewhere in this zone here is probably about as deep as we're going to go. Doesn't mean we can't go further, but this would be a significant change, having a 50% further decrease than before. Because what's 20%? What's half of 20%? 10%. So from 20 to 30%, that's a 50% increase in the amount of how far this dips down. That would be a significant change from what we've seen all the way back here. And yes, we've measured this. If you haven't been watching for a long time, we could do it for you again right here. Okay, about 22%. What do we see there? Okay, about, oops. About 19%. Okay, what about right here? Okay, to the bottom, about 21%. Okay, what about right here? About 21%. So we're seeing this over and over and over. Now, things do like to shake things up. So if everybody's only expecting 20%, then we have to pay attention to this 55 to 53%, 53K level, because this is that level right here. This would also be representative of not only sweeping the short-term holder cost basis, but getting us that move like we saw earlier in the cycle, coming back over here, short-term holder cost basis. And you guys, some of you watch every day. This might just annoy the hell out of you, but we got to pay attention to this stuff. See this deviation below the short-term holder cost basis? Let's turn this long-term holder off, realized price off, 200 moving average, 2. So this is just a short-term holder cost basis. You see how this small deviation below, deeper deviation below, we're above. I wouldn't be so opposed to this getting another deviation below. That would shake out a lot of people. So I'm okay with it. That would also represent coming down to this 53K level. That would also represent coming down and testing this previous range right here. Also getting about a 28 to 30% pullback. But what does that look like in terms of other key moving averages? Well, let's turn on the 21-week moving average. Look at that, 21-week moving average right there, $53,400. Put on the 200-day moving average. Where's that at? Right there. 200-day moving average would represent just testing this previous high. Right now, it's currently at 48, about $49,000. And this is, I'm sure today, because this chart will be from yesterday, probably moved up. So let's call it about $50,000. So we have the 21-week moving average, we have the 200-day moving average, and we have a key level, not only here and basically between these two zones, that tells us there's a lot that could be going on if the price action does come down into this box here. Look at this. Represents this zone. It also represents a rejection right in here. It also represents testing two different key moving averages and having the shakeout with that deviation below the short-term holder cost basis. So there's a lot of things at play right now. Now, things are still looking like a potential setup for bullishness, because we see this level down here. This is that aggregated premium for open interest. Everybody's going long. Get these price actions to the top side. It's expensive to go long on derivatives. Everybody's going short. It becomes expensive to go short. And we see, boom, and a bull trend. When you do get this flip and everybody gets scared, this has been a springboard for further upside action. We're still in this current stance right now, and we cannot forget, as bearish as it feels like I've been, I'm only painting the picture of if the price goes down, because we have to acknowledge that we still are in this incredible price, essentially range sideways right here, that's trying to tell us it wants to go down, but that might be that mechanism of those market makers trying to shake you out. So if this does come down into the zone and bounces anywhere above the $53,000 level, for instance, right here at this 56 to 58K, because we have this major level of support. This was resistance, support. If the price level comes down into this box that I've had drawn on here for so long and comes down, we get a deviation below this line. We come right into this zone, $56 to $58,000. That would represent that sweep below the short-term holder cost basis. We'd be testing a major trend line here, and that may also get that a lot more people going short, which, remember, if you are investing and trading in this market, I hate to say it, but you kind of want the most people tricked. And you all, I don't want any of you tricked. The reason I say that is because when we're looking at this right here, if a lot of people start going short, if this breaks down and we test into that region that we just talked about, which was, essentially, I think it was kind of like, somewhere in this, this 56, this zone right in here. This would represent a lot of people going short if this does sweep this low and come down into this zone. A lot of people will go short, which would mean you'd have a huge amount, and I have not pulled this up, so let's pull this up, and I think I'm going to have to close after this because and I'll look at a couple altcoins, but I got a lot going on. Still working on that migration, making sure everybody gets migrated on the BitLab members. Everybody, any of you that have joined BitLab Premium on bitlabacademy.com in the Discord and such, if you joined any time this year and you have not done the resubscription, You got to get to it because your membership's going to be revoked soon as Stripe cancels that account. So if you have any questions, hit me at help@bitlabacademy.com. But we got a great deal for you just to make it easier for you. But when we look at this, am I logged in? I hope I am. Yeah, give me a second. So frustrated with technology this month. That Mercury retrograde is no bullshit. It's been jacking with me all month. Okay, what's my password? Son of a bitch. Point being here is everybody starts going short as this moves down. We're going to get a lot of people going short, which would actually be a rocket ship fuel propellant for upside action. Why is that? Because as everybody starts going short and opening shorts, they have liquidation levels that start to layer in, and then it makes it very ripe for when price does rebound and starts slicing through those, shorts are forced to close by affecting a buy in the market. So if you get a lot of people tricked into getting shorts into the chart, then you get a very quick move, basically a rebound here. And as those liquidation levels get hit, that's when you start seeing those very quick movements to the upside, like we see right here, okay? Like we see right here. There were some short squeezes involved that forced those shorts to buy into the market. That's how you close a short. You have a 10x short, then you have a huge amount of capital that then you have to make a buy along in the market. So let's just pay attention to that. When we're looking at Ethereum, we remember talking about what's going on here. We have this macro line. It's still, it's hovering around this zone. Kind of looks like an inverted head and shoulders, the very Quasimodo-like head here. If this can rebound and push up into this, if this does work its way lower, then we're looking at this target down here at 2,900. MATIC, same thing. We have this. On a lot of these charts we showed yesterday, we have this rising level of support that has broken and flipped into resistance. So we're holding in the zone that we drew out yesterday. The next level down would be down here at 65 cents. DOT. I'm actually following up on that video I did last week. This afternoon or tomorrow, I'm going to film a price prediction video for DOT. And I actually have everybody that's here right now. And if you're watching later, comment your answer down below. If you're watching here, comment in the live chat. I just did a deep dive on Polkadot. I'm going to follow it up with a price prediction video. What are the next 3 coins you want me to do a deep dive on, and then also a price prediction video? Let me know. I'll let you guys help decide what that content's going to be, because it's all about, this channel is about you guys. It isn't about me talking. So it's all for you. Let's see. I'm having so many issues with the YouTube back end today. But let's get back over here before we wrap this out. We see, a little bit of a head and shoulders here. Shoulder, head, shoulder. A target on this. It looks like it's already realized that target. You see what I mean? There we go. Now let's go ahead and draw this more appropriately. That was way too big. There we go. Top of head to the neckline. That's how you take the measurement. And then you take this like this, and look at this. This came down right roughly into that target zone. Now, where did this find a bounce? Let's go ahead right in this zone, option H. That gives us a horizontal line. And look at that, right on this previous range top. So if we lose this level, the next level I'd be watching for Polkadot. If this does continue further down, okay, further down would be down at basically testing all these levels that we had all this test. This level would be down here at the 642, 646 sort of range. If we lose this level, we may be actually traveling quite a bit lower. Cardano tried to make that run to the upside, came up. Look at this triple top, kind of just boom, 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 and then losing this zone. Not only this is a little more concerning, because what I'm seeing here, do you see this low here? And is this lower or higher? It's lower. So we have this was already showing us weakness. It comes down. We have a lower low. If we form a lower high here, this is telling us that we're likely coming a bit lower on Cardano. Now, this would, this would represent, let's go back. This would represent a price target, probably, let's see, we're right in here. This is where we bounced. Rejection, 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 support. This is where we bounced. So the next level I'd be watching, I feel like the resilience of Cardano is not going to let it fall as far. I'd be watching right in here. This is not Cardano, this is Solana. But you still get the same picture. This low, lower low. We come down here to Cardano. Sorry about that. I just moved so quickly on here, I didn't even notice. So same thing. See how this is pushing up? Rounded top, a bit of a head and shoulders. Came down, we have the low. If this pushes up and finds a rejection anywhere in this area, I'm looking for a target down here into the 43.5 area. If we lose that, quite a bit lower. Chainlink just had the CCIP actually go live. And what happened? Take this note. Same thing with ORD, same thing with BFI, same thing with all these runes, all these things where everybody's like, oh my God, why are the prices falling? Well, just like Chainlink, I think Chainlink's one of the best projects in the crypto ecosystem and something that they've been working towards for years. The CCIP finally went to live on general availability yesterday and the price goes down. It means it's a scam. No, it means there's a buy the rumor, sell the news, take advantage of the opportunity on something like this when something so instrumental changed and went live fundamentally is better for this this asset. So this is telling me this is going on sale. If this has any rejection here and comes down lower, and we drew these targets yesterday. This, look, came down right to this target, lost it, wicked down to that next target. I didn't just draw these targets. This was from yesterday or the day before. If we lose this level, then I'm looking for a level down here at about $13. But I'd be stacking into Link any chance you can get. If you like projects that are some of the most interconnected projects in all of crypto, then that's the type of play you want to get behind. Stacks. Oh my God, BRC20 went not live. Why is it falling? Buy the rumor, sell the news. And sometimes, remember, that doesn't just mean exit a position. Most of these altcoins that I've been stacking into, I haven't made moves. I've taken some profits, rotated it into other stuff. But I'm not buying, selling, and trading these. This is that position folder that I've been showing you, that position portfolio. And so I haven't made any moves on ORNJ or Swarm or Mint Layer or Stacks, or I've just been adding to positions. As things drop, great. Give me some stuff on sale. So Stacks, I still think is an absolutely stellar project. And we do see, look at this, rising channel. Rising channel tends to break bearish. So even if you really liked it and you're trading this on the short term, this was telling you, hey, this is looking like it may break bearish. And what do we get? And look at this wick, boom, up to this level, right back down. So we are sitting right here in this zone with all of this price interactivity right in here. Look at where that bounced. So we had this rejection, support, rejection, and support all in the same candle. Now support, 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 testing the bottom side of this. If this could start working up, maybe this area is flush to the downside, but we do still see negative money flow, but this VWAP is trying to work its way up. So what does it look like with the trading stack? Okay, we're still well below this weekly VWAP. We're under the trend signal line as well. So even if this rises a little bit, you have to be careful of a trap to the upside before a continuation to the downside. I'm feeling like the markets are a little uncertain right now in terms of the short term. The macro, it's setting up for absolute incredible bullishness that's going to result whether in the next month or two or towards the end of the summer. I'm looking for buying opportunities as markets dip right now. And if I don't have dry powder, then you invest in your mind. You do research so you're prepared when the dry powder's there for you to stack into things that can change your life. But that's how I'm feeling. I love you guys. I'm on the fence about potentially not doing a stream tomorrow. I'll let you know. Make sure you're following us on BitLab Academy, at BitLab Academy. Make sure also, again, that you come over here, retweet this tweet. I'm going to post it in the live chat again. Go to at Academy of BitLab. It's the top tweet. I pinned it. Retweet this. You get entered to win $100. Share some love. If you are currently a BitLab member, make sure you come in here. I shared about it earlier today. If you come in here, I posted it in the members chat. Please come in here and mark yourself safe. Where is it at? So many comments today. This member only special. I need you guys to resubscribe if you haven't yet. If you're a legacy member from 2023, 2022, beyond, you don't need to do anything. But everybody that signed up this year, come and resubscribe. But you get great deal and the lowest price. It's going to lower your monthly price as well. So come in here and use this link. It's here on the page. And again, I just want to shout out our channel sponsors, Arculus. All this, we talk about trading, we talk about investing. Makes no sense if you don't secure it. Make sure you head over to getarculus.com. Use the code DC20 at checkout. That's DC, as in Discover Crypto, DC20. Get 20% off your Arculus. Make sure you can securely hold your assets into the future. That's all I got for today, guys. I love you. I appreciate you. Let's stay positive. Let's repurpose people's negativity into either ignoring it or just offering encouragement. But and remember, what are we doing right now? What are we doing right now? We're buying Bitcoin. We're holding Bitcoin. We're finding out how to buy more Bitcoin. And that could, for you, that could mean altcoins. That could mean whatever. But the point is right now, let's stack into our future because the most bullish part of this cycle is just around the corner. That's all I got. Adios. Adios, muchachos. Thank you for coming. Thank you for always tuning in. Love you guys. Hit that like button. Ethan Smith says he wants to see hidden gems for the deep dive. I could work on some hidden gems. I'll do a hidden gem deep dive. Oh, show. I love you guys. Thank you for that super chat. Ethan Smith, big love to every one of you. Adios.